Wait, did you know that some of theater's most influential stories had to hide in plain sight? Welcome to Theater History Thursdays. Today's topic is Queer Influence in Theater, Part 2, Resistance. For long stretches of theater history, queer stories and identities were often censored, coded, or pushed underground. In the mid-20th century, playwrights like Tennessee Williams used coded language to explore queer themes on the mainstream stage, demonstrating that although queer identities couldn't be featured directly, they could still be felt deeply through subtext. Cafe Chino, founded in 1958, became an early hub for queer performance. Other hidden and experimental spaces then emerged, creating the off-Broadway movement. After the Stonewall Uprising, the 1970s brought a surge of openly gay theater and artists claiming space more boldly on stage. During the height of the AIDS crisis, queer theater became even more urgent as a way to process grief and demand action. In 1985, As Is was the first openly gay play to have a successful Broadway run. This paved the way for Tony Kushner's Angels in America in 1991 and Jonathan Larson's Rent in 1996. But queer theater influences were not limited to the Western stages. Mao Shi, founded in 1988, is the first openly queer theater in Taiwan. In India, the Mazhavil Dwani Theater is the first professional group dedicated to trans stories. In Russia, even with life-threatening laws, queer theater exists in the Soviet-era format of kvartirniks, performed in private apartments to avoid prosecution. 31 countries in Africa still criminalize homosexuality, but there are a few organizations like the Queer African Youth Network which supports individuals, often through theater projects. In 2000, the Laramie Project by Moises Kaufman pioneered verbatim theater, launching a generation of theatrical activism. Alison Bechdel's Fun Home, centering intergenerational queer identities, premiered on Broadway in 2015, winning 5 Tony Awards. Organizations like the National Queer Theater continue uplifting underrepresented storytellers and using theater as a tool for social change. Queerness has also shaped theater's style and storytelling through camp, drag, and bold performance. These aesthetics are more than just visual choices. They're powerful forms of expression and resistance, shifting from previous queer narratives of tragedy and rejection. Kinky Boots and Hedwig and the Angry Inch embody these aesthetics. Successful shows like these have proven that queer theater is serving out of the closet, hunty. At its core, storytelling is survival, and queer theater history reminds us that the stage has always been more than entertainment. New Perspectives was a space created for all marginalized voices to be celebrated and heard. Our inaugural season kicked off with 3 new scripts to emphasize that mission, one of which was a lesbian fairy tale. How cool is that? Our 2018 co-production of She Calls Me Firefly won the New York Innovative Theater Award for Outstanding Short Play. And that's all I have for you. Thank you for watching, and be sure to tune in next week on Theater History Thursdays. Oh, and on behalf of New Perspectives Theater Company, Happy Pride Month!